A warm welcome to you anywhere around the world. This is Nationwide. We are live on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. First, let's begin by telling you that President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria stands firmly as a democracy governed by constitutional guarantees of religious liberty. In a message, the president says since 2023, his administration has maintained an open and active engagement with Christians and Muslim leaders alike and continues to address security challenges which affect citizens across faiths and religions. The characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs of all Nigerians. Religious freedom and tolerance have been a core tenet of Nigeria's collective identity and shall always remain so, says the president, adding that Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. Nigeria is a country with constitutional guarantees to protect citizens of all faiths. President Tinubu concludes by assuring all and sundry that his administration is committed to working with the United States government and the international community to deepen understanding and cooperation on protection of communities of all faiths. Now, no fewer than 400 groundnut farmers in Kano State have benefited from the federal government's Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones program during the Farmers' Field Day held in Bebeji local government area. Alwa Salisu reports that the event aligns with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda to boost agriculture and ensure food security while promoting modern farming practices.
The Field Day served as a platform for hands-on learning, peer exchange and technology adoption, while also creating new market opportunities for participants. Mariam Dankaka is one of 400 groundnut farmers in Bebeji local government area of Kano State, trained in good agronomic practices such as proper site selection, land preparation, spacing and pest control, all aimed at improving yield and promoting sustainability.
SAPZ first give us a knowledge. That knowledge they gave us is to enhance our farming activities.
The initiative is part of a broader effort to empower smallholder farmers and strengthen food security across the state.
We advise the farmer to sow 1 to 2 seeds per hole. That will give the maximum yield plant population of 20 to 25,000 plant population.
Through the SPSZ project, we can collaborate and showcase a lot of technologies, not just the varieties of different values, of different traits, also with value addition.
Through programs like this, the federal government continues to support farmers like Mariam, enhance rural livelihoods, and build a more resilient agricultural sector in Nigeria. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Railway Corporation has confirmed a train derailment incident that occurred at kilometer 212 plus 8 meter Agbo along the Warri-Itakpe rail line around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, November 1st, 2025. In a statement, NRC Managing Director Kayode Okpeifa indicates that preliminary investigations suggest the derailment may have been caused by suspected track vandalism, as 2 of the 7 coaches were affected in the incident, but a full investigation is underway to determine the root cause. All those on board have been safely evacuated with no injuries or casualties. The NRC has announced a temporary suspension of train services on the corridor to facilitate a comprehensive investigation. The corporation apologizes for any inconvenience caused and assures Nigerians of improved services. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has handed over some federal roads in Abia State to Governor Alex Oti for completion. The symbolic handing over took place in Aba, Abia State. Kenneth Nani reports.
The roads handed over to the Abia State government to complete include the Owerri-Omaka Road, Onigbo-Umahia Road, Omezue Bridge, and Umahia-Ikotepene Road. Works Minister David Umahi explains that the handover followed the express approval of President Bola Tinubu authorizing Governor Oti to take charge of the construction, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of the roads based on a request and mutual understanding. Governor Oti appreciated the president for granting him approval to fund the projects to completion, describing it as value addition to the people of Abia State and Nigeria in general. The minister also paid an unscheduled visit to ongoing works on the 56.1 kilometer section 2 Umahia Tower Apa, the reconstruction and rehabilitation of Enugu-Port Harcourt dual carriageway being handled by Arab Contractors Nigeria Limited. He frowned at the company for not living up to its reputation as a stickler to quality and time in project delivery, giving them 1 month to complete the remaining 4.1 kilometers above bound of the contract. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Works Bello Muhammad Goronyo has led a joint delegation from the Federal Ministry of Works and the Federal Road Maintenance Agency on a 1-week technical visit to the People's Republic of China. Discussions under the existing technical cooperation agreement between FEMA and the Global Cooperation Promotion Research Center focused on strengthening collaboration in infrastructure development, technology transfer, public-private partnership (PPP), and youth capacity building in line with renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. The Minister of State for Works also had high-level discussions with the President of CGGC on infrastructure and human capacity development for Nigerian engineers and construction professionals. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
And from Abia State, we move over to Benin, where Uduak has the next set of reports on Nationwide.
Oh, Ayodeji, welcome to Benin. Security in Edo Central has received a boost as Governor Monday Opeyolo handed over 10 brand new Toyota Hilux patrol vehicles to the Nigerian Police Force, Irua Area Command, urging the command to be more proactive in its responsibility by ensuring adequate security of lives and property. Goodluck Kenani reports.
The gesture is part of the state government's continued effort to support security agencies in combating crime and ensuring the safety of residents. He says the collaboration between the state government and the IGP, which has led to the deployment of the police mobile 82 squad to Udomi, has cordial and thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his continued financial and developmental support to Edo State.
To me, it is painful that somebody will go out from his house, he may not come back because of evil people. So what do we do? Is to continue to fight them, chase them out of our land.
The majority leader of Edo State House of Assembly, Jonathan Ibamau, the area commander and the vice chairman of Police Community Relations Committee, PCRC, Edo Central, Shaka Mamodu Williams, lauded the state government's initiative.
Timely provision of this vehicle within this Ember Month period will undoubtedly enhance the operational capacity of our police force, allowing them to respond more swiftly.
You are working, you are building schools, building hospitals, constructing roads. Now, you are going into the field of security. We will not forget in a hurry what you have done, and we will not continue to stop praying for you, His Excellency.
There was a symbolic presentation of the vehicle keys to the police authorities, marking another step in the state government's ongoing drive to improve security infrastructure across Edo Central. In Benin, good luck, NTA News.
Away from security, the Oba of Benin, Ewari II, has commended the Nigerian Television Authority for its effort in promoting culture and tourism and in fostering unity and peace in the country through excellent news, programs and documentaries. This was when he received the Zonal Director, NTA Benin Network Center, Teni Ajayi, and members of NTA Benin Management in his palace. Jude Abugu tells us more.
The rich culture of the ancient Benin Kingdom has always featured prominently in news, programs and documentaries on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. This is as a result of the long-standing relationship that has existed between the NTA and the Palace of the Oba of Benin. Strengthening the relationship is the reason for this visit, as the Zonal Director, Benin Network Center, Teni Ajayi, officially informs the royal father of her posting to Benin Network Center. She sought for blessings and support from the royal father.
Your benevolence and wisdom have always been a beacon of hope and inspiration to us in NTA. We recognize the pivotal role Your Majesty plays in preserving and advancing the traditions and values of the Benin Kingdom.
While assuring the Zonal Director of the continuous support of the palace, the monarch applauded the NTA for always projecting the nation's cultural heritage.
I'm always happy with the presentation of NTA. Rest assured, the courtesy we have extended to your presence will also be extended to you. By the grace of God Almighty and our ancestors, your tenure shall also be successful.
During the courtesy visit, the NTA and the Benin Palace agreed to work together to conceptualize, produce and transmit programs that will herald the 10th year anniversary on the throne of the Oba Ewari II. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Lagos with Awal standing by, but that will be after the break. Please stay.
Nationwide, this is Lagos Network Center. As Nigeria continues to pursue inclusive growth, women have been encouraged to take charge of their lives and communities, promote social impact and progress as change makers. This was the message of the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, to the 25th National Conference of the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, COLSO, with the theme, Visionary Legacy Inspiring the Next Generation. Ime Odori reports that over 5,000 women from across all sectors participated in this year's conference. Her report is here presented.
The Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, Council, is a platform that stands as a bridge connecting women to opportunities, mentorship, and active roles in shaping the society. In her message to the gathering, Grand Matron of Council and Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, highlighted the need for women to support each other and work together to create opportunities for themselves and future generations. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who is the host and patron, commended the organizers for its consistent contributions to social welfare, youth and women empowerment, describing Council as a vital partner in the state's development agenda.
We're enshrining integrity and we're creating resilience. It means that we're empowering our daughters and our young women to believe that no dream is too distant.
Chairman of Council and wife of Lagos State Governor Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu says this year's conference is about impact with a renewed commitment to women's empowerment and national development.
Your legacy isn't the change you made. It is the change that remains long after you have left. Build something so strong that even those who don't understand it fully cannot break it.
For participants, the 25th edition of Council provides the opportunity for women to rediscover themselves and set the tone for the next chapter of women's leadership and inclusive growth in Nigeria.
Be self-supportive, they need to be empowered. The most important thing is our mental health, our well-being, and our love for ourselves.
We must come here by the time we're leaving a better version of us.
The conference provides a platform for women to share experiences, ideas, and best practices in leadership and community development.
To ensure advertising practitioners in Nigeria maintain standard and operate within ethics of the profession, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACON, will continue to interrogate the profession to meet global best practices while working to improve its operations in Nigeria. The Director General of the agency reiterated this at the induction ceremony of 45 new members into its highest office. Diana Ajale completes the story.
That it is legal.
Drawn from various organizations across the country, among the inductees are Blessing Kayode Olamide, Oluwaseyi Oyewumi, Philius Osubo, and Adora Adeke.
We need to have cascade this into people, generations coming up, encourage the youth.
We are ready to be able to invest on others, bring new policies and new ideas that will transform the industry to where we want it to be.
It comes with honor, it comes with recognition. So when you combine all of this and so much more, certainly I'm so happy.
This is the 30th year that I've been in this profession, and I did not just jump into it. It's something I wanted to do from school. Just look out for us.
Director General ACON encouraged the inductees to uphold professional standards of practice.
I want to plead with the new fellows. One of the critical areas that you need to look into is mentorship. You need to create career paths for the people that are coming behind you.
All of the elements you see in advertising is like an extraction of our cultural values, our nuances our cultural nuances as a people. It's important to continue to include them into our advertising.
Fellowship of the advertising profession is the highest status of membership, and it is conferred on professionals who have fulfilled all the requirements and have made impact on the development of marketing communications for a minimum of 15 years. Since its inception, a total of 170 practitioners have been conferred with our ACON Fellowship Award. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos. It's back to Ayodeji in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide. Ayo, it's back to you.
Thanks so much. Awal in our Lagos Network Center. The Renewed Hope initiative of President Bola Tinubu is a classical model for comprehensive socio-economic development of all segments of the country. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement, North Central, Dr. Abiodun Esiet, disclosed this while being installed as the Tararua Nsaku of Uku Chiefdom in Akwanga local government area of Nasarawa State. Bilkisu Gurku reports.
The honor is said to be in recognition of Dr. Essien's contribution to the restoration of peace and security of Angwamakama in the local government area, as well as her commitment toward the overall development of the area.
It gives me great joy to confer upon Dr. Abiodun Essien the esteemed traditional title of Nsal Tamararwa of Buchindo. Congratulations.
Chairman Nasarawa State Traditional Council of Chiefs and Emir of Lafia Sidi Bagi Muhammad led other traditional chiefs in extolling the virtues of Dr. Essien for contributing immensely to the successes recorded so far by the President and his team.
Someone that is very important and central to the administration of our friend, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are looking forward to seeing more proper engagement from you.
The chieftaincy is to the glory of God Almighty, but with special thanks to our security agency that have been supporting the Community Engagement Office of Mr. President in responding to the needs and concerns of our community.
She called on the people of Nasarawa State and the North Central to continue supporting the renewed hope agenda of the President, which she explained is deliberately targeted at all the sectors of the economy for the needed development to thrive. Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
The Northern Nigeria Youth Leaders Forum has called on some persons threatening the stability of the All Progressives Congress and the unity of the country to desist, as the forum will not allow those who don't mean well for the nation's democracy to thrive in their unwholesome enterprise. The forum was speaking in connection with an allegation over the call for the resignation of the national chairman of the APC, Professor Nentawe Iwata, within the period of 2 weeks for blocking the defection of the Plateau State Governor, Caleb Mutfwang, into the party, saying the youth will not sit and watch such action.
We are calling on Mr. Momo. He is my cousin in Abuja area. We knew each other. He's not a member of APC. Anybody that temper with this kind of leader, the national chairman, or even Mr. President and his NSA, where we will not allow it, because these are people that mean well for Nigerians. These are people that mean well for this country, and they are performing well. If you have advice, you can advise them. But for you to say you are coming to organize protest is a sponsored protest. These are people that they don't have any case of crime right from their days. And up to now, these are people that mean well. The national chairman mean well. Malam Nuhu mean well. Mr. President mean well. What do you want? So we as youth, we are behind it, and we stand for the unity of this country. We stand for the unity of Nigeria. One Nigeria, one people.
The forum applauded the national chairman for his exemplary leadership, which has brought more numbers to the party and endeared the renewed hope agenda to the people of Nigeria through life-touching policies and programs across the country. Now let's cross over to our Kaduna Network Center, where Ajengi is next on Nationwide.
Joining us in Kaduna, the people of Southern Kaduna have promised to continue supporting the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the projects being executed in the zone, including the establishment of a federal university. They made the promise at an event where political leaders and lawmakers from the area defected to the APC. The report. The atmosphere in Southern Kaduna was filled with renewed sense of peace and hope as the people came together for this historic political event that marks the campaign of several prominent politicians to the All Progressive Congress, APC. The crowd erupted in joy as the popular Hausa singer Rarara took the stage with his songs of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. One after another, the campaign stepped forward to receive the APC's flag.
Southern Kaduna has woken up to the reality of the president's reforms. Mr. President has asked me to say to you that the best is yet to come.
Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because without his support, without the love he has for Kaduna, we could not achieve most of these things. things we have achieved will only to elaborate.
We have secured major projects for a zone in the 2025 budget. With the full support of President Tinubu, the 2025 budget places Southern Kaduna at the center of learning and opportunity.
There are so many other things that have been envisioned by this administration to be cited in this location that has necessitated the need for us and our teaming supporters to move from the PDP without rancor to the APC.
The people of Southern Kaduna promised to stand firm with the APC and continue supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Kaduna. I am Muhammad Umar.
Representatives is pushing for an amendment of building code law to strengthen regulations and minimize frequent structural collapse in the country. This was made known during an engagement of architects here in Kaduna. Haruna Muhammad reports.
For us in Kaduna State,
the conference brought together key stakeholders in the construction and environmental sector, including students, focusing on ways to mitigate the growing challenges of flooding, building collapse, and substandard constructions practices across the country. One after the other, guest lecturers shared insight on emerging trends, sustainable architecture, urban renewal, and risk management, calling for stronger collaborations between architects, engineers, and government agencies. The President's Nigerian Institute of Architects, Mobolaji Adeni, in her address, emphasized the need for innovative designs, sustainable urban planning, and strict adherence to professional ethics.
We're looking at circular design, we're looking at sustainability, we're looking at the use of materials, that are local, that can be reused. We're looking at also waste products.
We've been able to bring all the allied professionals and the manufacturers of building materials so that we can discuss issues that are relevant to construction.
The Speaker of House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, in his address to the conference, commended the Nigerian Institute of Architecture for its effort in promoting safer and more sustainable building practices.
The Speaker, he has called on all to take architecture not only to shape the environment, but also to shape the general policy that will empower us and that will help us achieve greener environment, achieve sustainable development.
The event, which attracted dignitaries from within and outside Kaduna State, underscores the importance of proactive policies and professional discipline in achieving a safer environment, not only for Kaduna, but for Nigeria at large. Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
That's our contributions from this end nationwide continues in our Port Harcourt Network Center after this commercial break. Don't go away.
The recent fire outbreak at the Rivers State Civil Service Secretariat has once again brought to the fore the need for smart operations across public and private sectors, especially the digital safeguarding of vital data in the event of unforeseen disasters. Joy Ozo reports.
Over time, individuals and organizations have suffered irreparable loss of vital documents due to disasters and unforeseen circumstances, a situation worsened by the absence of digital storage and backup systems. This growing concern is reinforcing the call for a full transition from analog record keeping to digital documentation, a move experts say is key to protecting sensitive information and ensuring business continuity.
Most people have the fear that digitalization will reduce labor force, but to me it's not true. The system cannot operate itself. It is human beings that will operate the system. So there is no fear. In fact, you may even add more people, more labor will be employed because the system needs to be maintained.
Enlighten people about the importance of this thing, even up to the grassroots, up to the village level. People can get themselves documented.
Key stakeholders across federal and state government institutions have stressed the need for a digital-first approach in governance. They note that if such systems were already fully in place, the recent fire incident at the Rivers State Secretariat might not have sparked as much concern over data loss. While acknowledging that digital transformation within state ministries, departments and agencies is still in progress, They appealed to Governor Siminalayi Fubara to prioritize complete digital transition in the planned renovation of the state-owned secretariat complex.
It's very important that we as Nigerians should embrace digitalization, especially those of us in the public sector.
As government institutions embrace technology-driven processes, experts believe that digital documentation remains the surest path to transparency, efficiency, and resilience against the future. In Port Harcourt, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
The promise by the Bayelsa state government to provide 24-hour electric power supply to the people is still generating debate about trust in government pronouncement, as it is barely 1 month to the end of the year. Concerned by this, correspondent Ebenimiziti Miola moved to find answers.
Deregulation of the country's power sector has brought to the fore the need to explore alternative power options from the state governments, even as the unbundling of the sector called for more investment from the private sector. This reform by few state governments like Bayelsa State and the federal government drive for alternative sources in the sector will to a large extent pave way for the federal government target of providing sustainable power supply to the people in the shortest possible time from now. However, residents of Bayelsa State appear to still be skeptical about the state government 24 hours power supply before the end of this year.
I want to believe that the government is working, and according to them, they've made their pledge, promised that December, hopefully, the gas turbine will be functional.
When somebody do something good, that thing should be maintained so that the turbine can bring development, because light is life.
This stakeholder in the electricity power supply in the state reacts.
What we are doing is to ensure that we create a network that will be viable, sustainable, and robust enough to accept power from our own power plants. Not only that, the company that is working with us is also setting up a metering factory.
Governor Doyediri has inspected the project at Elebele in Ogbe local government area and assured that the December deadline is non-negotiable. Plans are also underway to provide alternative energy solutions for communities that won't be covered by the gas turbine supply. In Yenegua, Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Port Harcourt. Nationwide continues with Ayo Deji in Abuja.
Thanks so much, Jenny. Back here in Abuja, the Anglican Communion, Diocese of Abuja, is engaging some women professionals in various life endeavors on how to integrate faith with career in order to thrive at the workplace, home front, and communities without compromising their faith. Omenka Amarachuku completes the report.
Balancing career success with spiritual commitment is a challenge faced by most individuals. To ensure that this balance is entrenched in the workplace, home front, and other areas of life is the reason for this discussion. Some women who are professionals in their various fields are here providing guidelines for women to thrive in their various careers and faith.
So women should come up and encourage their fellow women so that we can make it. Other countries have gone far ahead of us, and with God, I believe we will make it.
We're here to tell women that, look, we're a very significant part of the society. And if we can balance our career success, our pursuit for ambition with godly principles and obey the word of God, our society becomes a better place.
So God's mind for women concerning this group is so large that as we embrace and run with it, God alone is glorified.
The discourse is in furtherance of efforts at enhancing the values of women in national development. In Abuja, Umeka Majuku, NTA News.
Even unlocking the healthcare value chain, PVAC and UNICEF have launched a new initiative to empower Nigerian youth in the manufacturing sector. The program under the Enabling Local Manufacturing Initiative will identify high-demand roles, train 200 young Nigerians with a special focus on women and girls, and facilitate their placement in the manufacturing industry. The National Coordinator of PVAC, Dr. Abdul Mukhtar, identified 6 key barriers hindering industrialization, including policy, regulatory, and legal frameworks, access to finance, market access, human capital development, research and development, as well as infrastructure. Dr. Mukhtar emphasized the need for practical solutions to bridge these gaps and strengthen Nigeria's local manufacturing capacity. The dialogue, which held as a side event to the Nigerian EU Health Investment Forum, signals the start of a coordinated process to map job roles, mobilize, train, certify, and connect youth to industry opportunities. All right, Zamfara State government is to sponsor free cervical and breast screening as well as lobectomy for no fewer than 500 women across the state. Jamilu Ibrahim reports that wife of Zamfara State's governor, Haria Daud Lawal, announced this when she led the Walk Away Cancer 2025 awareness campaign in Gusau.
The Walk Away Cancer campaign is part of activities to mark the 2025 World Cancer Day in Zamfara State, ensuring early detection and timely treatment of the dreadful disease, especially among the women folk, is the crux of the campaign. The Zamfara State governor's wife, alongside some top government officials, health advocates, among other citizens, led the massive procession as the attendees carried placards with different inscriptions in solidarity with those who lost their lives to cancer and those that are still battling with the disease.
Your presence and commitment truly reflect our shared determination to build a cancer-free society through awareness, early detection, and compassionate care.
The first thing a woman feels is she will feel a love that is as tiny as the size of a bean, and you will neglect it. So as you neglect it, it will keep increasing inside.
It is expected that the campaign will go a long way in reducing the mortality rate associated with cancer in Zamfara State. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, is training and empowering 100 women entrepreneurs for sustainable gross domestic products and livelihoods to promote inclusive economic growth in the country. The training is in collaboration with the Better Life Program for African Rural Women, a pet project of late Mariam Babangida to empower nano women entrepreneurs with 100,000 naira each. Usaina Musa reports.
This 3 days training with the team Grow with Hope, Empowering Women for a Brighter Future, jointly put together by Small Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria and the Better Life Program for African Rural Women, therefore seeks to build the capacity of these women in financial management, record keeping, saving, and investment strategies, with each participant receiving 100,000 naira grant and their businesses registered with CAC to enhance their growth.
The overall goal is to help to, first reduce the high rate of unemployment in Nigeria, increase their livelihoods, and also for the community to reap the transformational benefits of small business participation in the community.
Because it's empowering women, educating women, and just supporting them. So I think from now on we'll move and go on to the next phase and trying to get more people into the program. With this, they are able to come into the economy and do everything that they can.
For SMEDAN and Better Life Program, the collaboration is to reduce poverty in Nigeria. Emena Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force is lighting a candle in the dark, lighting the path to hope for victims of sexual and gender-based violence through a capacity-building workshop for police officers to detect, serve, and protect. Correspondent Francis Form reports.
In a society where victims of sexual and gender-based violence often carry invisible scars, the Nigeria Police Force is lighting a candle in the dark through a 2-week intensive capacity-building workshop for senior gender desk officers from the North Central Zone. The training aims to sharpen the officers' investigative skills, deepen their understanding of gender-based laws, and strengthen accountability in handling cases of abuse and exploitation.
It is expected that all that we have learned from here, we go back to our command, organize step-down training to the other gender officers to prepare them adequately to handle these cases of sexual and gender-based violence.
I've now known better ways of handling gender-based violence professionally.
And they are going to ensure that all perpetrators are being brought to book.
The workshop also focuses on survivor-centered approaches, ensuring that desk officers become beacons of hope for victims who have long suffered in silence.
We intend to use all those laws to the best of our ability to serve as deterrents for others that are planning to do such things.
We have invited a prosecutor to talk about what he expects from the investigators, how to approach victims, because this is a very sensitive issue.
Through initiatives like this, the force hopes to build public confidence, one trained officer and one restored life at a time. Francis from NTA News.
In the meantime, the Benue State Police Command and that of Enugu State have resolved to strengthen inter-command operational ties to effectively combat interstate crimes. A statement jointly signed by the Benue State and Enugu State Commands indicates that the Commissioner of Police, Benue State, Emenare Innocent, and his Enugu State counterpart, Mamman Giwa, emphasized this during a strategic operational meeting to address emerging security challenges affecting both states. During the interface in Benue State, the commissioners identified the infiltration of criminal elements and their connivance with unscrupulous elements within border communities as major enablers of interstate crimes. Consequently, they resolved to enhance interstate crime fighting synergy through improved intelligence sharing, coordinated operations and joint deployment of resources to combat violent crimes across border communities. Now, a 20-year-old music artist whose stage name is Steady Boy was arrested by NDLEA operatives while attempting to take delivery of a large consignment of loud, a strain of cannabis concealed from the United States of America. Salwal Khalil Ibrahim reports that operatives also uncovered a clandestine laboratory where Colorado, a synthetic strain of cannabis, is being produced in Lagos.
This is the residential building located at an estate in Lagos, where large quantities of freshly cooked Colorado and various precursor chemicals for drug production are being produced. Owned and operated by a 30-year-old who is now in custody. In another operation in Lagos, NDLEA operatives raided the enclave of a 25-year-old drug dealer in Mushin, where 16 compressed blocks of Ghana Loud, a strain of cannabis, as well as designer sachet and bottles of Colorado were recovered from him.
1 of 16, 2 of 16.
A music artist, Steady Boy, was arrested by NDLEA operatives while attempting to take delivery of a large consignment of loud concealed inside 3 cartons of bathtub imported along with other items such as clothes and gadgets from New York, United States of America. In Kaduna, NDLEA operatives on patrol along Abuja-Jos Highway intercepted a consignment of 84,710 capsules of tramadol coming from Onitsha, Anambra State, and heading to Bauchi. A follow-up operation in Bauchi led to the arrest of the 27-year-old recipient.
3 suspects were arrested at Abuja, Ogun State after a team of NDLEA officers tracked their movement from Benin Republic and eventually intercepted their boss with a total of 1,779 kilograms skunk recovered from them. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Well, it's a match day in the Nigeria Professional Football League, and currently after the first 45 minutes, Bayelsa United are leading Plateau United by 2-1. And it's goalless in Maiduguri in the match between Olkanemi Warriors and Rangers International, while Egimba International of Aba currently lead Kano Pillars by 2-0, and Niger Tornadoes are 2 goals down at home to Abia Warriors. And in Ibadan, the match between Shooting Stars Sports Club and Katsina United is 1-1 after the first 45 minutes. But let's have some other stories in the world of sports.
13 male and 8 female teams are competing for glory in the 2026 National Hockey Super League, currently taking place at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium's Package B hockey pitch. In the men's opening round played on Saturday, Police Machine set the pace for a commanding 9-1 win over IGP Flickers, while Kada Stars hammer Adamawa 13-0. Plateau narrowly defeated Ikiti 1-0, and Niger Flickers overpowered Team Katsina with a 10-0 triumph. The Hockey Federation praised the tournament as a significant achievement for grassroots hockey development, pledging ongoing growth and innovation within the sport in Nigeria.
The attendance has been very okay. At least we have about 13 teams for male, and then we have 8 teams for female. So it's very, very good time to be able to now end the year.
And with our recent performance winning the bronze medal in Egypt, you can tell we are where we're supposed to be in the male category.
To other news, the Los Angeles Dodgers secured their second consecutive World Series title and their third in 6 years with a 5-4 victory in extra innings against the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 7 on Saturday, reinforcing their status as the dominant team in Major League Baseball during this era. And finally, Iga Swiatek and Elena Rybakina made strong statements with their opening victories in the first day of the WTA Finals in Riyadh. Wimbledon champion Swiatek, aiming to capture the season-ending finals title for the second time, needed only 61 minutes to defeat Australian Open winner Madison Keys with a 6-1, 6-2 win. Kazakhstan's 6th seed Rybakina also showcased her dominance, winning her match against American 4th seed in just 57 minutes in the Serena Williams group on Saturday. The top 8 women's players in both singles and doubles are competing in Saudi Arabia with a total prize pool of £12 million at stake. With Sports Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
And that is Nationwide. I'd like to thank you for your time. I'm Ayodeji Makinde on behalf of the entire production crew here in Abuja. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.